Welcome to Powers to Powers. So this is something we've gone over previously when we were working with exponents in integer exponents lesson. And we want to talk a little bit about what a power really is. Power is when it comes to mathematics, we refer to the power as an exponential expression used to indicating the number of factors involved in multiplication. So powers tells you how many times a number is being multiplied. There are special rules for powers that make solving questions in this course easier if we apply them correctly. You may have been exposed to these rules a while back, so this might be a review for you. All right, so here's a hint. Remember bin for exponents. Your base, your exponent equals your number. Okay, so bin. B for base, E for exponents, N for number. Remember that the exponent tells you the number of times to multiply that base. So this one, in the case 3 is your base, 4 is your exponent, is telling you that the 3 is being multiplied 4 times. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And if you multiply those, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and 27 times 3 is 81. Okay? So when we're talking about raising a power to another power, what we're talking about is we're keeping that base and we're just multiplying the exponents. So in this case, we have a to the 4th power to the 2nd power. And so these two here are going to be multiplied. So we're going to have 8 to the 4 times 2nd power, which is 8. So our solution is a to the 8th power. So if I take a look at number 1, and it's power to power, 3 to the 2nd power to the 3rd power, that means I'm going to keep my base, and what am I going to do to my exponents? Correct, I'm going to multiply them. 2 times 3 is 6. This one, my base is 5. And my exponent is going to be 12. This is power rule number 2. When raising powers to another power and it's in a grouping. So in this case, we have AB inside a grouping symbol and the whole thing is cubed. And so what this is telling me is that A is cubed and B is cubed. Okay, so then that turns into A cubed, B cubed. And this is all multiplication because there's no symbol between them. So in something like this, I would have 4y in the parentheses or in the grouping symbol, and it's all squared. So that means that 4 is squared and y is squared. And typically, we don't leave, if I can simplify it any more, I try to. So I know that 4 times 4 is 16. So our solution is actually 16y squared. So this would actually be the answer to this one. Take a look at number 4. I have x squared y in a grouping symbol, and the whole thing is cubed. So I would simplify it. X squared cubed would be x to the 6th power, and y cubed would just be y cubed. And that's all it is. That's the solution to that one. The third rule is when we have a fraction or a quotient in there, you can raise the quotient to a power, doing something very similar to when we were doing the product to a power. So when we have a over b to the 4th power, that means that a is to the 4th power and b is to the 4th power, and it stays in its quotient. And so many times when you are writing it, it'll look more like this. A to the 4th power over b to the 4th power. Okay? So 1/4 to the second power would be 1 to the second power over 4 to the second power. And I can simplify this more. 1 squared is 1. 4 squared is 16. So my answer, my simplified solution, is 1/16. On this one, I have 2 to the third power and 4 to the third power. Again, these are numbers, so I can simplify it out further. 2 to the third power is 8, and 4 to the third power is 64. Now, I can simplify that more, but for today, we're just going to leave it as this. If it asks you to simplify it again, you can do so. Find a common factor, simplify it out. If you have any questions, please see your teacher.